What's up guys, it's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army to do a review of the AA Gokin #1 Getter 1. This is made by a company called Arcadia, which was once known as Yamato. If we take a look at the back here, you will see the figure itself in some poses, including some of the weapons it does come with, and all the accessories here. If you've been following my videos, you may remember I've done some Yamato SD style figure reviews. This is one of them here. They did have a line of SD Gokin, which were a tad different in proportions. Their old line of Metalboy figures were very round, eggish types, and they've gone a new route of proportions here, as you can see in the back, so they're not as eggy. One thing I did want to add before we go ahead and rip it open, check out what's inside, is there's actually artwork. It looks like it's done in oil, but you know, I'm sure it's done on a computer, but it's just really nice to see actual artwork on the box instead of a photography or something that's obviously computer generated. So thumbs up for that. So here's Getter 1 out of the box, and I did want to show you guys this one. I had the black Getter out, but you can't see it with the background, so I have this one here. Right off the bat, you see the heads are much larger on their original Metalboy, metal box type of figures, and the body is much rounder. It's literally egg-shaped. And you can see they've gone for a better kind of proportions, in my opinion, with the new line of AA Gokin. The figure itself still features very beautiful paint. It seems they've gone the route of adding panel lines instead of having very smooth shapes, so it adds a little bit of texture to the figure, but again, very high quality. As a matter of fact, one of the most popular lines of SD figures has been the future ones, the Artstorm ones, but in my opinion, Yamato and Arcadia are making much better figures than these future ones, which are it's still relatively good, but these are definitely a lot better as far as paint, weight, and everything. It's just very high quality. So we're going to check out the articulation. We got the head here, moves up and down. We also got the neck that extends out a little bit to give a little bit more range. Obviously, you can look from side to side. It's a little limited. You want to be careful. You don't want to scuff the red paint here, so that's why I'm being a little careful with it. You get the shoulders here that go up. You also get them to go forward. The shoulders also come around to the front this way, so you can bring the arm around. You get the elbow, which is nice. The bicep swivel. You also get the ball jointed hands here. You don't have a waist. That's unfortunate, but it's pretty much the same as the Metalboy figures, but you do have the upper chest, which makes up for that. And it's got a slight ab crunch going on right here. You can kind of see it more in the back here. You can see that little red piece underneath come up. I don't know if you guys can see that. If we move down to the hip area, the legs go back and forth. They also pop out just a tad to give them more range of movement, which is really cool. You got the knee action here. You also have the feet here that are on a ball joint. You can move them around side to side. So overall, very good articulation. Next thing we want to do is attach the cape. So you get this piece here, and it's actually a nice soft plastic. It's very shiny. And you also get these two end pieces right here. And you also get a little baggie with some pegs, which are used to hinge these right here, like so, to the side. So we'll go ahead and pop this off on the back here. And you'll see these two little holes. That way you can also see the mechanism for the shoulder, which is pretty cool there. And we just attach this right there. And then you would peg these to the side here. Once you have them pegged in, you can just put the back piece back on. And that gives you the full-blown Getter look. And you'll see back here, these pieces can be brought out that way to just give them the full cape, or just bring them down. Or you can actually leave these off and just leave this little section here, which is what I'm going to do when I put it on display, so it doesn't take up too much space. You know what? I actually wanted to do the whole diecast lighting up thing like I used to in my old videos when I had more time to do effects. But honestly, with all the heat from these lamps I have on right now, it's very difficult to tell. I think one of the easiest ways to tell is just to look at the panel lining for the two halves that meet together and look for the rounded edges. So from what I can tell, the shoulders here and the forearm are diecast. The whole body here, obviously, this is one big chunk of metal here. And the lower legs, and if we look at the feet, the very top half of the feet also look to be metal. The rest is plastic and PVC. One of the things I love about this set is the fact that, unlike Bandai with their Super Robot Chogokins, Arcadia includes not only the blasters here, the guns, but also the Tomahawks. So you get both weapon sets here, which is a big plus. You also get an assortment of hands. You have these relaxed hands, right here, and I like the way they detail each little joint here with some gray. You also get the ones for the guns right here, and you get the ones for the Tomahawks. So what I'm going to do is just attach one of each, one Tomahawk, one gun, so you at least get the idea of how that works. So let's pop one of these off. You notice there's a ball joint there. You just pop the hand back on. As a matter of fact, let's just do both of the same to get the full effect. So we're going to do the Tomahawks first. Pop the two hands in here. To use the Tomahawks, you have to pull out this shaft here, which is curved, and put it in through the bottom, right? Just so it pops up through the side there. Do the same with the other one. Just pop it in from the bottom, all right? And then pop the top of the Tomahawk on. And it's keyed, so you want to be careful so you don't mess it up. It's actually keyed to go in one way. And same thing with this one, just like that. Right, so that's what he looks like with the Tomahawks. Chop, chop. Right, so next thing we're going to check out is the guns, which are awesome. So we're going to pop those on. And actually, it might even be easier to put the guns on first, as it usually is. Actually, they go on pretty easily. So pop that on, and then just pop the gun on here. And that's what he looks like with the guns, which is my favorite look for Getter 1, which is when he has these guns. And just because it has an extra hand, the relaxed one, there's only one of these relaxed ones here. That's what it looks like. That's pretty much the whole set, but there's actually an awesome gimmick included. Just like a lot of the other SD toys, this has an LED feature, which we're going to check out. I have not tried it yet. I'm not even sure if this even comes with batteries, but we will find out. Now the battery compartment is right there behind that little panel, which we have to take off with a little screwdriver. And I don't believe this comes with batteries because it wasn't lighting up when I hit the button. And as you can see, there are no batteries. Now it doesn't actually tell me, I can't read Japanese, what kind of batteries it uses, but it looks to be LR44s if I'm not mistaken, which are these small ones here that I got at the watch store. I'm going to try those. Just pop two of them out. Pop these two bad boys in. Alright, finally. Let's test that out again. We got LED action. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this little panel back on. And by the way, they are not LR44s. LR44s are much bigger. We'll see the size difference here. They're LR41s if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so we're going to attach this faceplate back on. It just snaps back on. And I want to turn off these lights for a sec just to be able to show you guys the LED action. Look at that. Kind of wish different parts of it would light up, like maybe the chest and the head in green, but I'll take eyes over nothing. And of course, we want to do the scale party here. We have the Soul of Chogokin Getter 1. We have the Sentinel back there in the back with the nice soft cape. And we also have the Super Robot Chogokin. One obvious omission is the Aoshima ones, which I've never, believe it or not, never gotten one of those. As cheap as they've become, I've never picked one up. I'm going to have to change that. And I'm also missing my Getter 1, the future one, which I don't have here. But at least you guys get a idea of how this scales with other Chogokin. And of course, for my Transformers fans, I don't want to leave you guys out in case you're not familiar with the size of the other ones, but that's how he scales with a Deluxe RC. Alright guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you want to pick one of these up, click the link in the description below. If you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe and like. If you want to support the channel, there's a link somewhere up the top unless YouTube changed it. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Until next time, bye bye.